In this video, we're going to take a look at the Invigilator access and controls within CheatControl. I'm already at the login screen at CheatControl. I already have my user ID and password plugged in. We'll go ahead and click on Login. And this will take us to the CheatControl screen, and it will show our exam group listed here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through the entire process of creating an exam group. So we're going to assume that we have a new group that needs to be created. I'm going to come over here to our first icon here, which is our add group. Go ahead and click on that. Your dialog box will come up asking you to insert a name for the new group. So I can just say that this is a new test group. Go ahead and click on OK. And you'll get your new test group created. Now if I wanted to edit the group, I have the ability to change the name. So if I realize that I've typed the wrong name in for this group, I need to change it, I could go ahead and change this. So if I wanted it to say our new test group, I could go ahead and do that, and that will give it the new name. So that's what you can do with editing. Now, if you realize that you did not need that test group at all, you do have the ability to remove the group. Go ahead and click on that. It'll ask us if we're sure that we want to remove, and then it would remove the group. We don't want to do that, so I'm going to cancel. And then our next step is to actually create the group. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and add the candidates. And it'll ask us how many candidates we want to generate. And I'm going to say that we're going to have 20 students in this group. Go ahead and put that in there and click on OK. And it'll give me a list of all the new IDs that were generated. Now the first part of the ID is going to be the Invigilator's ID. So whatever was logged in is what's going to be that first part. And then the second part here is going to be a unique, randomly generated number that you can assign to the students for them to take the exams. These are randomly generated, so the student can't guess what another number might be. They will be logging in as the ID that they have been given. So I'm going to go ahead and click on OK here. And this will give us our test group. And if I go down through this list, we'll see all of the IDs that have been created. Now, when an individual goes in and the candidate starts to take the exam, this will turn green, indicating that they are active and that they are logged into the system. If they disconnect from CheatControl, we will see this change. Now there is a delay that might be 25 to 30 seconds, but other than that, you will know almost instantly that they have disconnected from the system. And you're going to want to follow up with that candidate to see why they have disconnected. There might be a problem with the exam that others may run into, or they may be trying to bypass the controls and get access to an external program, trying to get out to the internet, or open up another program that could help them. So you want to make sure that if as soon as you see their status change, you're going to want to follow up with the candidate to see why they have been disconnected, and make sure that if they haven't completed the control, that you know why. So that's going to be your list there. Now, to get a list of these candidates, you could have copied them down off of that first screen, but that would have been the hard way to do it. We can actually export these to Excel. So we're going to come up here on top to the last icon that we have up here. We're going to click on Export to Excel. Now, depending on which version of Internet Explorer or whatever browser you are using, your dialog box may be a little bit different. In my case, it comes up down here on the bottom, asking me if I want to open or save this. I'm going to go ahead and open it. And it brings me up into Microsoft Excel. Your display in Excel may also vary depending on which version of Excel that you're using. But I'm going to go ahead and expand my column here. I now see all of the student IDs, and we have the ability then to add, say, the student's name over here so that we can assign the IDs to specific students. And you have that control within Excel. You have your full Excel functionality here that you can do whatever you'd like with this file. I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm not going to bother to save this one. And now we'll be back here. Now, if you are running multiple groups, you have the ability to change the test groups. If you click on the drop down here, we could switch over to another exam group, and that'll show me the individuals that are in that exam group. And I'll go back to our test group. So those are the controls that you will have as the Invigilator inside of Cheat Control.